Alright, so in the last video we made our first route to register a user, and as I mentioned before, you needed to copy this token after you made your request. So copy this, copy, head over to our headers. Now to access this user, once we create it, you're going to have to do authorization, give it a value of bearer, and paste that token in. So this will give us access to the user. So you don't need to hit save or anything. It's all good to go. Just go back to the body, and we can continue to create our other routes for the user. Alright, so before we do that, we're going to make some middleware for authorization. So we're going to go to our File Explorer here, new folder, just call this middleware. There we go. And inside middleware, we're going to make our auth middleware file. So auth middleware.js. Alrighty. So we're going to need our JSON web token, so imports JWT from JSON web token. And then we'll import our user from the model. So user from /models/user_model.js. And we're going to need our async handler. So import async handler from express. Boom, here we go. Alright, so we're going to make a new function called protect. This will equal our async handler with our async function. Async with our request, our response. Alright. So inside here, we're going to grab our token. Select token. So if the request dot header dot authorization and our rec dot header. Oh, sorry, this should be headers. Headers. There we go. Headers dot authorization again. Authorization dot starts with. Here we go. We're gonna check if it starts with bearer. So we're gonna make sure we have that bearer value in front of the token, just like we did in Postman. So if we do, we've got console log token found. Alrighty. So if we find it, we need to try and catch. Give it our error. There we go. And to try, we're going to do token equals request dot headers dot authorization dot split. We're going to do the space between bearer and our token. We're going to get rid of bearer. And the second index, so the token itself. That's what we want from this. So const, we're going to decode the token. Equals JWT dot verify. We want to verify the token. So send in our token and do process dot env dot our JWT secrets. JWT secrets. Perfect. Alright. After that, we'll console log decoded it. There we go. So we're going to get our token, we're going to remove bearer from it, and get the token, and then decode the token. All right. So if there's an error, we'll console log that error, console log error, here we go, 2 R's. What are you doing? Get these out of here. We'll res.status 401, and then we'll throw new error. So throw new error, not authorized. All right, so if we cannot get the token and we cannot decode it, we're going to throw an error, meaning we can reauthorize. The user was not accepted, couldn't find them. And then we'll do an else if not token not here. Am I missing a semicolon somewhere? Not semicolon. It feels like I'm missing something. If, oh, you're in the wrong spot, sir. So if all of this, and down real quick, there we go. So if we get the token, then we do this. So make sure you move that curly right there. So we'll do else. We do not find it. So else if no token. We're going to do res.status 401, 402, 401, throw new error not authorized and no token. So they do not have token and they're not authorized. Perfect. And so we need a little bit of middleware function if the user happens to be an admin. If they're an admin, they get special access to certain things on the website. So we need to make sure if they are an admin, they do get that access. So let's see. We're going to make a new function called admin. We'll give it our request, response, and a next. To fat arrow function if request.user and request.user, it should be capital user. Here we go. Change this one too. User. Here we go. Dot is admin. So if they are a user and if they are an admin, we'll do res.status sorry, not status. We're going to do next. We're sending that next. And then else, we'll do the status. Our response 401, and then we just copy this real fast. Copy from the else if above, paste it, change a little bit. So instead of no token, we'll do not authorized as an admin. All right, perfect. So once we finish these two functions, we need to export them. So export admin and protect. Admin and protect. Okay. So we're going to need these two functions for creating our next set of routes and controllers. So we'll go back to our controller, user controller, and we'll do our authorization. Let's see. Go right under here under the register. We'll do our description. And this is going to be, excuse me. So we're going to authorize an email or password. And we want to get a token. And we get a token, basically logging in. Okay. The route we want to hit is going to be a get route. Sorry, post route. Post to /API /users /login. There we go. And the level of access will be public, and you want to do this. Anyone can sign in. Alright, so to do our function, we do const auth user. You don't have to use the same naming as me. Feel free to use whatever you want. So auth user. Honestly, whatever makes sense to you, I always just use it. Just auth user makes more sense to me. So that's what I'm doing. Async handler. Do our async function. Request, response, fat arrow function. I don't know about you, but I am a fan of the fat arrow function. I never do the regular functions anymore. So we'll do. So we want to get our request from the front end or Postman, what we're using. So let's see what we want to get from the front end. All right. Again, we'll want to destructure some content we'll get. So request.body, and we want email or password. So of course you'll want the password when you sign in. For email, this is a little more flexible. If you want to use a username, you can. If you want to use a full name, but I tend to find more websites wanting the email and password when the user signs in. So I'm going to go with email. Alright, so next thing we want to do, we want to find the user by the email. Find the user by email. Alright. So we'll do const user awaits user dot find one email and by their email. Perfect. There we go. Alright. Now I want to check to see if the password and the hash passwords match. So if user and we'll do parentheses awaits user dot match password. So remember, this is what we used in our model if we go back and check it out. So here's that method we're calling match password. Let's head on back, controller. So we'll wait user.match password, and then we'll stick in our password. Password, here we go. Curlies, and then we'll return res.json. So if this is if the two passwords match, we'll send in our object ID user dot underscore ID full name user dot full name username. This is the really tedious part. User dot username email. So this is all stuff we're going to get back once we make the request. So user.email is admin. User.is admin. Lastly, the token generates token user._ID. Perfect. What happened? What do we do? Put in a semicolon. Don't do that. Alright. Cool. Server started. Make it to Mongo. Perfect. Alright. So if the passwords do not match, we'll throw in else in. We'll do res.status 401. And we'll throw new error. New error. Invalid. Valid email. Oh my gosh. Or password. Perfect. Alright, so if we can find the user and the two passwords match, the one inputted and the one that is hashed, then we will respond with the user's information. And if not, we will send them an error saying the email password was not correct, did not match anything in our database. Perfect. So have this ready to go. Send it in here. User. Cool. We'll go back to our routes. User routes. We'll close a few of these. Just make it a little neater. Don't need that. Buy seizure, buy package, buy this. See you later. Gone. Cool. Go here, imports, off user. We'll go to make a new router. Hit space here. Hit enter. We'll go dots. Routes. And then we're going to do a request to /login, just like before. We want to hit /API/users/login. If you're wondering where API users is, since we only have login here, we head back to server. If we do any request to users, any of their user routes, it'll always hit API users / whatever we tack on in the routes. So this will be a tack on to login. And then we'll do dot post. And we'll send an off user. There we go. Alrighty. We want to go back in and see if it works. Do email. So we'll check this. There we go. No. Go back. Alright. We have Carl's email and password. We will send it to /login. Send it over. And here we go. We have all his information. He logged in. We got a 201, which means all went A-OK. And it's good to go. So now we can log in a user and authorize them. Alright, so next thing we have to do, we need to go back to our controller. We need to get a user. So, if we want to get all the users, we'll do a description. So this is going to get a user. We'll get all users. All users. Perfect. And the route for this will be route get /API/users. Perfect. And the access level will be private. Only an admin can do this. Only an admin. Only certain users and admins can access. the reason only an admin can access this is because we don't want just any user accessing every user. That would not be the safe thing to do. But if you are in charge of the website and you need to, say, update an order for the user or track their shipping, then that is why an admin would need access to all the users. But if you're just an average user, you don't need access to everyone and their information. That's just not a safe thing to do. So const get users. Throw in our async handler. Async handler, async function. Hopefully you guys are getting a little bit of the routine I'm doing here. So our request and response. Alright, so we'll do const users equals await our user. We want to find them. Find them all. So just find. To get all of them, we're just going to put empty curly braces like that. And then we will res.json our users. Oh my gosh, where did you come from? There we go. And that's going to be it for this one. Alright. Something looks off here though. That's okay. Gets users. Oh, I misspelled that. There we go. Perfect. And if we go to Postman. Alright. And then to test whether this login route works, we're going to log in with one of our users who is an admin. So let's hop back into Atlas. Bobby is an admin. Alrighty. Actually, we need to hop out into our data here. Our user. We'll take Bobby's email. There we go. Copy that. Go to. Oof, we don't want this. Say email. Put in Bobby's email and Bobby's password. His password was, let us check. What's going on here? Why are you over there? Go back. Okay. His password is, oh, forgot, super secure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to Postman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll log in. Boom, here we go. So let's take his token. There we go. Go back to headers. Take out Carl's token. Put in Bobby's. There we go. And then we will do API route to get our users. Oh, actually, before we do this, we need to add the route to get the users. Alrighty. So to do so, we are going to grab it from our imports, get users, this will be under slash dot get. This has to be protected, so we'll put protect, admin, and get users. Let's also grab our protect and admin functions. Protect admin, here we go. From dot slash middleware, here we go. Slash off middleware.js. There we go. Cool. Get rid of the semicolon. There we go. Save that. Back to Postman. Alright, silly me. The reason we cannot get this response from the route is because we missed a very, very vital part of our middleware. So we head back to our middleware, file. We want to scroll down to our try. Under the console log, we want to put request.ourUser equals awaits user dot find by ID decoded ID, and then we're going to put dot select and then we're going to find by password, and then we'll put next. All right, and once we have this all ready to go, let's scroll back up. Make sure we have next in here. Perfect. Save that. Back over to Postman. We'll try one more time. Send. There we go. We have all our users. See, we've got Bobby, we've got Robbie, we have Bob and Carl. There we go. So that's how we get all the users as a protected admin. All right, in the next video, we will go over getting an ad or user by their ID, deleting, and updating.